Sometimes you just always need to bring yourself a point and shoot so you can shoot fast.
Hello and welcome back to another episode with your favorite YouTuber. If I say it enough times, does that make it true? I really hope so. Today's episode, I'm sure, is going to be a good one. I am truly excited because this camera, unlike Jason's ever-growing thrift store finds for $5, was truly a modern-day steal. Only 15 whole doll hairs at my local garage sale. And yes, it is the maroon limited edition version. Welcome to Bougie Town. Population, me, myself, and I. Yeah, I was getting a bit lonely, so I'm thinking actually about opening up the borders soon. Behold, the sleek and sexy Mju II. Not the Pokemon, but just as mythical. Now, the fad for these cameras has inevitably died down a bit, so why not review something that has slowly gone the way of the buffalo? I mean, we all know it's cool to be fashionably late in the first place, because according to Beerget, yeah, this camera is so 2018. And because I'm your favorite YouTuber, of course you can remember back to my Ricoh video and what I said about it the last time I reviewed a point and shoot camera.
Overall, I'm super happy that I found this camera. It's a great companion to any of my other camera combinations, and it's exactly what I needed out of a point and shoot.
Yeah, back then I was looking for the perfect point and shoot, and I can say that I found it in my Ricoh R1S. So is this my new boo that I'd be slipping in my pocket for all those fun little point and shoot moments? I guess we'll just have to find out together. And just like last time, we're gonna judge these cameras on the same exact principles. The size, image quality, how fast it can turn on, and one more bonus secret criteria. So let's get into it. Size matters when it comes to cameras. We all know it. We can't always just carry around the honker like a Pentax 6.7. That is why we carry around point and shoots in the first place. This sleek plastic bullet is smaller than 2 cassette tapes, back to back. It has a lower footprint than a torch and thinner than floral foam, but I guess that can be cut down to a smaller size though. Technically. I don't think any of these help. Let's just say this thing is small. Small enough to fit in that weird ass pocket in all of your jeans. You know, the one that no one ever uses. I mean, look at their ads from the 80s. 80s was a crazy time. But hard side note, that small little pocket was actually made for pocket watches back in the day. So maybe I'll start using it for my Apple Watch. That seems pretty practical. Well, at least you learned one thing this episode. At the end of the day, it weighs less than an iPhone. And it won't hurt your dainty little pride or your wrist if you wear it all day at a Sheryl Crow concert. Okay, so what's the deal with the glass? How's the quality? Well, I am happy to report. Damn, yo, these images are crisp. Yeah, when this camera hits, it hits hard. But we'll get back to that whole win word that I just used. This powerful Mju packs a 35mm f2.8 punch with a 1/1000th of a shutter speed. Fast enough to cut you in half, I guess if the shutter was a knife. Now sure, you don't get the chance to access those settings for yourself, but don't you feel all warm and tingly inside knowing that the camera has them? Sure you do. A lot of people seem to love this lens and the images it produces, and I tend to agree with them. I've been happy with a lot of my photos that came from this camera so far. The Mju has a pretty bright viewfinder, and the flash that it produces has a nice color overall. And you know I like my flashes. This camera is well built, even though it's made out of plastic. And it's a joy to use. The shutter button is snappy and responsive. Sure, it sounds like a loud, dying electronic motor from the 80s. You probably couldn't hear it from across a crowded bar, but it is kind of loud compared to my Ricoh. Now, unlike my Ricoh, the Mju only has a few functions to its name, so it won't be taking you to a steak dinner anytime soon. You basically just get your normal flash modes and your self timer, which is kind of hard to toggle in the first place because of how recessed the buttons are. There is one cool function about this camera, which is the spot meter mode, but it does require you to push the flash button and the self timer button at the same time. Two difficult buttons at the same time. Something I do sure know a lot about, but never fun for anyone. Now the third criteria, the one I made the biggest deal about in my Ricoh video. How fast this puppy dog can turn on. I must admit, it's not as fast as my Ricoh, but only by like milliseconds, so it's really not a big deal. The one thing this camera does have going for it is how it feels when you turn it on and off, which I do often. It's just so satisfying opening up that clamshell, I must say. Kind of addicting. I should be careful though. I might just run the motor out. So after living a while with my nearly perfect Ricoh and recently with my sleek Mju II, I have found one more important truth when shopping for a point and shoot. The one that will truly make or break the camera. Okay, fine, it won't break it, but you might want to. The focus hit rate. For some ungodly reason, this camera doesn't want to focus on a single person. Okay, fine. I'm being a little dramatic. It focuses, but I have so many more unfocused pictures of friends and family than I do focused ones, and that's really not okay. I thought this camera would be rock solid when it came to focusing. Maybe I'm just too chaotic when taking pictures and should just take a deep breath or something. But point and shoots have one job, to take a photo in focus. Okay, well, they also need to expose as well. Okay, fine, two jobs. Expose an image and make sure it's in focus. When I'm taking a picture of a person, I expect it to be in focus. I expect it to be in focus at any time.
That's why you always pack a small compact camera.
I like this camera, I really do. I think it's mostly because it's fun to use, but honestly, the reliability is just hard to predict for me. I mean, it's a good thing this camera is weather and splash proof because I'll be shedding some tears if this thing keeps missing focus. There's so many times when taking a photo that I'm at the correct distance and my subject is straight in the middle of the frame. How are you missing that focus? How? So the big question to answer at the end of this retro throwback to 2018's fast fashion of a camera is, will this be my new point and shoot camera that I take with me? Nah. The Ricoh is still better in my opinion, but I will still keep shooting with this Mju, and I'll keep giving it the benefit of the doubt until it either breaks my spirits or I break its clamshell. Okay, well that will do it for me today. I hope you had fun, and I hope you go shoot some stuff this weekend, because it's been a while for me, so you go out for me. Okay, bye.